Hey, what's up everybody? Bionic here, and welcome back to another Bionic bootleg review. Today we are looking at the Black Panther. So as usual, let's start with the new pieces. To start off with, we have some black Star Wars shins with some printing on them, which is pretty cool looking printing, if I do say so myself. I quite like it. I wish it was all the way around, but I can understand why it's on one side and one side only. But I do like it a lot. I think it's really cool. So I'm definitely a fan of these. And actually, I like that really well, too. I've always had the idea of doing a torso that's two of these pieces like this. This might just be perfect for that idea. That's really cool. I like that a lot. As for his chest plate, it is also really freaking cool looking. It's got the Panther necklace. It's got all these details. And it's really, really cool. Very well done for a knockoff. Impressive, honestly. I think so. Super well done. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels like legitimate and legitimately well done. So that's really cool. And then you can kind of see it's almost like textured with the way the printing is. It's pretty freaking cool. I'm just gushing over this chest plate. It's so cool. Next up is the Panther Mask, which is a really well done Black Panther head that's a G2 mask, which is super freaking cool. And I love it. And it looks just like Black Panther. It's got all the silver lining. It's so good. Oh man, it's just amazing, honestly. So surprising. There's a little bit of a lack of paint here, whereas there's more here, but man, it's beautiful. Honestly, I love it so much. I really would love to know what this mask came from. Like, obviously it wasn't a mask originally. I would imagine maybe it was like a Titan Heroes Black Panther head that they modified and turned into a mask or something like that. It's just so cool though. They do some really crazy cool work with turning these things into heads or masks, and it's just really crazy. So this is impressive. This is really neat. He comes with another trans red brain stock, and he comes with a strange new head. It's got this weird kind of four-pronged look with the pegs, which I think might be for stability's sake, or integrity's, it's structural integrity. Because if this was connected, it would just be one loop on either end, taking all the force of the ball joint coming in. But with it separate like this, I think there's more flex, there's more give, and so I think it might just be kind of a smart design choice to help the headpiece last longer and not break as fast as it might have. But time will tell if that is the case. Hasn't broken on me yet, so we'll see. So that's all the new pieces. Let's get on to the figure himself. So, on to Black Panther. I'm not going to go super in-depth with the build for the most part. Pretty much what you see is what you get. It's going to be pretty much the same basic design as most of like the DCBS Star Wars figures. But just a quick rundown. The legs, basic, 3 pieces for the shin, for the knees down on either side, and then just 3 pieces for the thighs. So pretty simple. And then the arms are 3 pieces for the upper arms, then the small bones right there, and then the paw pieces with some claws. Now it says to do it like this in the instructions, which I think is ugly. So I do it like this with the thumb. And I think that just makes a little bit more sense and works a little bit better because he's a human. Even though he only has 3 fingers, I think it works. The torso is pretty much the same design as Groot, just slightly different. The arm joints are extended with a ball joint in there, so there's that. And then you twist the gear. It's kind of difficult with how close it is, but you twist the gear and you get this Panther claw action. Meow. And I don't know, something about this just makes me think of like a Five Nights at Freddy's character or something. Like the big old claw hands and the kind of robot looking cat face, and just I don't know, something about it kind of makes me think of like those weird robots. I wanted like a cat post or something that I could just have him posed up and just do this, because it's freaking hilarious. Let's run over Articulation 2 real quick. The open-ended ball joint in the ankle goes forward, backward, rotates, does all that jazz. The single joint in the knee bends that far and goes forward a little bit, breaks his leg. His hips go forward, backward about that far, and then outward, if you tuck it under the armor right here, you can kind of, no, so pretty much just like that far, or that far if you're going straight out. So not super great. Shoulders go around, out. If you go out much farther, you're going to pop off the armor. And then the elbows bend in that much, and you could also bend them back that much, completely break the poor Panther's arm. His hands can go like that if you really want to, like that if you feel like it, and it can rotate all around and do all sorts of stuff. And then he's got finger articulation as well, so you can kind of make a fist, sort of. I would recommend kind of doing it like this, where it's not all the way in, so it kind of feels a little bit more like a fist. So there's that, and if you have this as a thumb, you can do that. Head can look back fairly far forward. You can look down, let's see, not much without popping the mask off. The brain popping feature doesn't pop the mask off, but if you push the head down, it does pop the mask off. Kind of retains the function a little bit, but not much. Same deal as Groot, where you can rotate the head all the way around because the stop is not on the back of that piece. So there's that. And then not much else to say. You can get a little bit of tilt, a little bit of tilt. So all in all, out of the 5 knockoffs I received in this kind of Infinity War ensemble, Black Panther is the one of the 2 that I would really consider modifying and then keeping, because he doesn't have a whole lot of crazy unique pieces or stuff that's really useful. I would be very tempted to modify him to my liking and then just keep him, because he's pretty sweet and that mask is so cool that I love him, honestly. I think he's one of my favorite knockoffs that I've owned. Especially out of this wave, he's probably second favorite, if not my favorite. I like him a lot. He's got a lot of charm. He's very silly. He's very fun. And he's neat. So I definitely recommend him. He might not have the craziest recolors or anything, but he's just a fun toy. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Black Panther in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time when I review Iron Spider.